Hello, good evening, and welcome to the Thursday night show with myself, Ange. I'm waiting for Richard and possibly Emerson, but tonight I have two special guests, Mark and Ricky. And I'm going to say a warm welcome to Mark because you've been lovely coming into our chat, and so it's absolutely brilliant to have you here. And Ricky, you're back again. Lovely to
Yay!
have you back.
Yeah, it's
Um,
pleasure to be here. It's a really great show.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Finding my feet because I had problems. Well, I had some birthday money, so good calls. Bought a new laptop because I was trying to do it on an iPad and it wasn't happening. Safari don't seem to like StreamYard, but it is what it is. So, yeah, we're all up and running now. I managed to get a background. I can pretend, look where I am. I can pretend.
Oh, wow.
Excellent.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, what we're going to start on is the review of the FA Vitality Cup. Mark,
Well,
where do we start?
yeah, that is a good question. Where do we start? Really, it was just, I don't know, from looking at the game, it was as if, like what you'd said before, it was if we've sort of played them too many times.
Mm,
And it sort of was as if we were cancelling each other out.
yeah,
And the midfield play was really good from Arsenal's point of view. It's just that we're just lacking that final killer punch. Really,
yeah,
we're just needing that someone to put the ball in the back of the net.
yeah.
Really, I think it'll come. I'm actually quietly confident for Sunday.
Okay.
Quietly confident.
Yeah, okay. You're more confident than I am. I live in hope. I live in hope. Ricky, how did that game make you feel that we watched last Sunday?
Well, I watched it with my mum,
Mm-hmm.
and me and my mum thought they was like playing good, but they kept on passing it backwards,
Mm,
and
yeah,
and not forwards. So I
and
was
sadly,
trying to tell them to go forwards, not backwards.
yeah. When they did get forward, I mean, fair play to Arsenal. There was a lot of they were,
They
technically
was
trying
trying,
but it just weren't happening, was it? They were too soft, weren't they? And that keeper, obviously, she's more than good enough. Yeah, because there was one from Marnham, and I wouldn't have said that was one of her best. It was just if you're a decent keeper, it was just too easy to save, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know what? I would have settled for the 1-0, but when that second goal come, I thought, oh god.
I reckon we will win it if they listen what Jonas is telling them.
See, that's an interesting concept, but it's his game management, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because it doesn't seem. It just doesn't seem right. I'm not, I can't give you the technicalities, but it just doesn't. Not against big teams. That's the problem, isn't it?
Yeah.
It was like when we played Manchester City was different, but particularly when we had that in the WSL, that Man United game. All right, we got some goals, but it's like we kind of we should. They're a very good team, we know that, but we should have been able to basically have won that.
Yeah, definitely. I think
so
there just seems to be something that's not. Something that you're right. I think with that, Ange, there just seems to be something tactically that just doesn't seem to be fitting at the moment.
Yeah.
And I'm like you. I can't put my finger on what it is, but I think there is something that's just not gelling really.
Yeah.
maybe it is down to the injuries and missing that creative link.
Yes, definitely. Okay, well, we're not going to talk much more about that because we lost it.
That'll do.
Yeah, that's it. We'll move on. But going on to now the preview of the Continental Cup. Sorry, just getting my comments up. Oh, got Ashley D. Hello, Ashley D. Thank you. Main moderator. Thank you. Right, Continental League Cup or Continental Tyres Cup, Conti Cup, whatever. Every time I see it, they give it a different name or change it slightly.
So what actually is it the Women's League Cup equivalent? Is that what that is?
Yeah. Now, as far as
right.
I'm aware, if anybody knows different, please tell me because I've tried to do as much research. Yeah, probably similar to the. I won't call it the Carabao Cup. Something.
And what we won back in 1980 something with Charlie Nicholas. And it was called the Littlewoods Cup then with the men.
Oh wow. Wasn't it a Rumbelows as well at one point?
It's been Rumbelows, it's been Curry's, it's I think it's had more names than any other cup in any league.
Oh wow. So right, we got the final, which is going to be at Selhurst Park, Crystal Palace's ground, 3 p.m. And if like me, you're going to be watching it on TV, BBC One/iPlayer. So it should be accessible for everyone, certainly in the UK. And just before we go on to that, good evening, Ashley. Thank you for moderating. We won't keep you too long because I know sometimes this one seems to go on and on and on. Good evening, Alex. And Tygonosaurus. Oh, good evening, my love. Oh, lovely to Ty's one of our faithful followers. That's brilliant. Thank you. Right, so what are our thoughts about this? And it's a final, it's a cup, there's a trophy on offer. Mark, what's your thoughts on it?
Well, as I say, I'm quietly confident. I think again because the ladies are quite used to the sort of the final setup, if you like. I'm quietly confident that I think they might just get that extra gear. I'm not sure where that extra gear is going to come from, I must admit. I'll have to be honest. But I think there will be. I'm hoping that it's going to be. I think it'll be tight. I think it might be the odd goal. So, but yeah, I'm going to stick my neck out and go for an Arsenal win. Okay,
fine. Ricky?
The same as Mark said. I agree with him. And I'm going for an Arsenal win.
Well, I would really like an Arsenal. No, this is going to be another thing. What happens if we go into extra time?
They should bring Michelle on.
Yeah, I'll come to her in a minute. Yeah, good point. But what happens if it goes into extra time? And God forbid we go to penalties.
I still think if it goes to penalties, I think we'll definitely win.
Really? Yeah. So you're saying Manula's better than their goalkeeper?
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Okay. That's
definitely.
Good.
Yeah. Right. And I think our penalty takers are better as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Well. Yeah.
But
yeah.
We'll find out. We'll find out next Thursday, won't we?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we will do. Okay, and sorry, Ricky, I was going to come on to that later, but we'll talk about it just a little bit now, which makes me think, because obviously we normally have Stina up front. Is there anybody else you'd want to play in her position?
I actually don't know. They're all good.
Well, you mentioned Michelle earlier, the young. Well, she's under 21s. I wouldn't. Obviously, you're going to have Stina first, but would you want to see her get X amount of? Well, it'd be more than minutes.
I would.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, and another one I'm thinking of is Gio, the young Brazilian girl.
Gio is
Yeah.
Gio as
Yeah.
I
well.
like what I've seen of her.
Mm.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, he's
Yes.
going to start Stina first. That goes without saying. And that's no disrespect to Stina. But I think if it's really not going the way they want, I think they should just bring Gio on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say she'd go before Michelle.
I think that there'll be definitely good options to have on the bench. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fair enough.
Mhm.
Right, okay, so we're just going to go back into chat. Tyres, all good, thanks, Alex. Oh, we're talking about the men's, buzzing. Yeah, we're all buzzing about the men. That was fantastic. We're happy. Right, okay. And another thing I was just going to quickly go into, the next WSL game will be Arsenal versus Liverpool, and that's a rescheduled match, and that's going to be at Meadow Park on the FA Player
Right.
at 7:15.
Right.
Yeah, so that's
I
going to
think
be
the
good.
tickets are sold out on that one.
Oh, okay, okay.
I don't know.
Do you know?
So do you know where you're going to be sitting, Ricky, on Sunday?
Oh yeah.
I can't remember. Mum sent me the tickets over, but I don't know.
So we'll have to look out for you then.
Yeah, I think it's B. I think it's B block.
All right. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, we'll look out for you. So
Because I tell you what, when I'm watching the games, I always look out for you because your support is amazing. So good.
Oh, brilliant.
Oh, thanks.
That's all right. It was, to be fair, it was one of the reasons why I've always started following the women's as well, because I think just the support the women get is really, really good, really good.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's nice to see.
I made really good friends with this other lady. She's really nice.
Yeah. No, it's good. It's good.
Excellent.
And you can actually tell that the players do actually appreciate. It's like the men. You can tell now the players are really getting more, engaged, and they really appreciate the support.
My two favourite players in the Arsenal ladies are Beth Mead and Vivian Miedema.
Yeah, well, they're just outstanding players, aren't they?
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah, they certainly are. Can I, Tyrannosaurus, what's your thoughts on Serena Wiegmann has been named Women's Coach of the Year at the 2022? Do you think it's deserved? Yes.
Yes.
Yes. 100%.
Unanimous yes.
100%.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, she's actually one of the best England women coaches I've come across, definitely.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right, another one from Tired. What's your thoughts on FIFA's appointment of, I didn't know about this, of supermodel Adriana Who? Yeah, exactly. Sorry, I don't know who she is. As global fan ambassador. Okay, well, I've got to look her up because I really don't know. I'm an old person. I don't know who she is. I'm going to look her up. Bear with me.
Same.
Adri. Oh, hang on. Oh, it's gone off again. Oh, she's Brazilian. Okay. Oh, very glad.
Well, that's a good start from our point of view.
Yeah, that's a good point actually. Okay. For supermodel for Maybelline Cosmetics. Oh, and she has done the Super Bowl and Kia Motors commercials.
Mm.
Okay. Well, she's very glamorous. That's the best I can say. So,
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't know whether that's an ideal role model, really. But,
no, I don't. If I'm going to be brutally honest,
but
quickly look on Wikipedia. Oops, didn't really say that word. The main search that you look for. Does she actually watch football? Does she like football? No, I'm just.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, public image.
So is this for like global ambassador then, or?
What did he say?
Yeah, because I couldn't quite see the
global fan ambassador.
Ah, right, okay.
Yeah.
So it's basically trying to get more people interested, I guess.
Yeah. Mm. Yeah, I personally, Emerson's trying to get on the airways there. Hopefully he'll be with us soon. Okay, I'm going to show another one from Todd. Thank you, mate. Why are Arsenal now fourth in the league? What's gone wrong? Well, right, Emerson's coming on in the house.
Hello.
Hello.
Evening, Emerson.
Evening. Sorry for the lateness tonight. due to that thing I told you on WhatsApp about 10-15 minutes ago.
Yeah.
No, so I've just got in, so then like that. I've just got in.
Yeah, bless you. And as you can see, we've got a little surprise for you tonight.
Is that James that I can see?
Right,
no, it's Mark.
It's Mark. Mark.
Yeah. Oh, it's a surprise.
Right. Next week,
I'm good. I had a rough day at the hospital today, but I finally got in. I'm just going to try and get my sandwich that I forgot from the hospital. So if we go for a bag, that's me getting a sandwich.
Yeah,
that's all right. You carry on.
Yeah. You can fill me in what you've been talking about since.
Okay, basically we've just gone through like what I sent you. We reviewed the Vitality Cup next because that's gone. We've done we'll come back to the game on Sunday. Ricky and Mark are quite optimistic, which is more than I am, but we'll just have a little chat about that. But I just want to go back to Tyres comment here. Why are Arsenal now fourth in the league? What's gone wrong? Emerson, from
my point of view, the reason why Arsenal fourth in the league, obviously, we have two key players injured, possibly until the end of the season and the start of the season when they come back. That is one reason. And as we all know, in January we tried a 500,000 bid to get Russo from Man United, and that went on deaf ears, as we all know, and like that. So we all obviously knew that Man United was going to say no in that situation. And then as a result of that, they did have a plan B, but obviously the Danish player that they were looking at Lyon, obviously didn't want to come for us. What reason? I don't know. Whether it was money or she didn't want to come to Arsenal altogether, I don't know. And as I said, regarding that Russo deal, I'm not sure if you did overhear during the commentary on TV what Farrell Williams did say. She did say that two or three players were part of the exchange to get Russo from Man United to Arsenal. And obviously one of them was mentioned by Farrell Williams, which was Blastinas, but I'm not sure who the other two were, whether they were youngsters from the academy or other players that what surplus requirement. That's what I heard on Sunday during the TV coverage of it. Like that. So I did watch the whole match. So whether you guys heard it or not, I don't know.
I didn't hear that actually. I did, but I've heard this before with Stina. I have heard that before. Yeah, interesting.
And that is the reason why Arsenal are fourth at the moment, and the way Man City are coming up on, which is the slow sleeping giant of the league, because no one thought they were going to be in the top three at this stage of the season. No one thought of that. Personally, I didn't think they would finish in the top three. I thought it'd be the usual suspects: Arsenal, Man United, and Chelsea. But obviously now I've got a feeling Chelsea will just do enough to win the Premiership. Man United's finished second. Sadly, Arsenal will finish third. But they have to, if they do finish third, they've got to qualify for the Champions League for next year.
Yeah.
Something like that. So they have to play either one or two matches in the thing, and then they go into the group stages.
Right. Okay.
What Richard did say a while back, that they said that one of these trophies will get you into Europe. Whether that's true or not, I don't know. I don't know myself personally.
Yeah, I need to look that up actually. Yeah,
Yeah.
you've jogged my memory. Okay, just another comment from Tide here. Are Manchester United now serious title contenders, and can they beat Chelsea, Arsenal, and Man City?
Yes, because they're already beaten Arsenal at the Emirates, as we know. Chelsea, we drew 1-1 at the Emirates. I think the key match is when we play Chelsea away and when we play Man United away as well. I think they're the two key matches for Arsenal to see if they're going to finish third or even second. But I can't see it being second now, because looking at the goal difference now, I think Man United will rack up some goals. Obviously, Chelsea, we know, is going to rack up some goals.
Yeah. I think our biggest block now, I think, is a mental block. I think if we can get some confidence back, that's why I think if we do win on Sunday, I think that could be crucial to our title push, because I think that'll give them the push that they need. Because 90% of the football game is confidence and mental strength, and I think if they can basically, if they get that winning mentality back, then I can't see any reason why we still can't win the title.
Okay, but key to it is who will score goals for the Arsenal team. We know they can score goals. But the goals will come when you've got the confidence. That's the thing. Right. We've seen that with the men's game. I expected Arsenal men to be about 6th, 7th this year. I wasn't expecting. They've already exceeded my expectations this year, because I expected them to finish about 5th or 6th, because coming off the back of that season we had. And I think the women just need the confidence. I think the goals will come. I think it's just having the confidence, because at the moment they're lacking in the confidence because of the injuries, and I think it's because as well that they've been so much reliant on Beth and Vivian that it's almost like a brick wall that they can't get past. Okay.
And then once the confidence is there, I think that will give them the impetus and the push that they need, really. So yeah, I'm still hopeful that they can certainly give a title charge.
And regarding that point you made about the men's team, you said they were hoped to be 6th or 7th. Personally, I thought they'd be at least 3rd or 4th at the time.
Yeah. See, I wasn't expecting anywhere near that. Exactly. With the way we finished last season, I was expecting the confidence to be on the floor, but it just shows you with the signings that we've had in the summer, which I think again will boost the women. If we can get the right players in the summer, then I think you just need 1 or 2 good signings to build that confidence, and it gets the dressing room going, really, which is what's happened with the men this year.
Yeah.
As I said, the main thing is that I think the main signing for the summer will be a striker. All that.
Yeah.
Well, obviously, it's not going to be Russo unless she has a change of heart and she doesn't sign a contract, which we all know. Yeah. Then who's out there who will come to Arsenal in Europe? Because I've looked at most of all the European matches on this thing called the Women's Show on Sky Sports. Obviously, I missed it tonight because obviously I was in the hospital. Because there are 1 or 2 strikers that are out there. But as I said, if Claire Wheatley, someone from the scouting team, and Jonas can get together and see if there's a striker who can come to Arsenal, who can get the up and running, then we should be fine, because we know that Vivian and Beth will be back sometime late August, September. That's roughly near enough 3 or 4 weeks after the World Cup final, depending on whatever team gets there, whether England gets there, Holland gets there, Australia gets there, Germany gets there, France gets there. No one knows who's going to get to the final until we see up for ourselves. But as I said, the striker will be one of the main aims, and I think possibly a centre half as well, because we know that Jem Beattie's not going to go on too long, because she's coming to the last few years of her twilight career. Although she hasn't played many matches to my liking, but I'm sure she should play some matches where she can. As I said, she fills in the gaps where, like the Continental Cup group matches or the odd European match. If it's not a decent opposition, then she can play, anything like that. But if it's a decent opposition, she knows that she's going to use Leah and from Rafael, the Brazilian centre half, which was a left back.
Yeah. What do you think, Ricky?
Yeah.
Do you think we just need? Do you think, from your point of view, is it a confidence thing or?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we just need. I think they just need the win. Need a win.
Yeah.
And I think if we can get a win against Chelsea, then But I think that's the problem. You see, if we do end up losing Sunday, it's like, are we going to slip further down? It's one of those questions.
Let's be positive, not
well, regarding that game on Sunday, as we know, it's a cup match. It's a one-off match. We can have any result in that game. We can have a Chelsea win, Arsenal win, go to extra time, or can go even to penalties.
Yeah.
But personally, I don't think it's going to go to extra time or penalties. I got feeling, like I said to Ange last week, unfortunately, I got the team right, but I got the result wrong. But I got a feeling it may be a bit closer to this Sunday. But as I said, Chelsea have got two key players, of which we saw last week. But lucky enough, they were only coming back from international duty. Now, they've had a fresh week, same as the Arsenal players. They've had a fresh week to get some of their injured players back. Whether they will be back in time or not, I don't know. But I said, regarding the two players in question, as we all know, will be Lauren James and Sam Kerr. We know what Sam can do because she scored a goal out of nothing last week.
Yeah.
And then, as I said, regarding Lauren James, she reminds me either she's like the Neymar or the Saka of the women's football now.
Yeah.
That's what I build her as now, because the way she plays near enough exactly the same way as Saka. Always like to be on the ball and likes to take on defenders, something like that. Yeah. But as I said, they're the two key players for Chelsea, and possibly all their the two centre midfield players, whoever they play. If they play Ingle and the other player, I'm not sure who played in midfield last week. If they play them two, and then obviously Lauren James and Sam Kerr will play from the start, I got feeling, sadly, it's going to be a Chelsea win. But I'm not certain what the score line's going to be. It could be close. Yeah. Or it could be a cricket score.
So, question for you, Ange: who's going to play the Tony Adams role to stop James on the wing?
Well,
that's what I think. That's what I think we can do. If we can do that, if we can cut out the outlet, then because they do seem to rely, like we do, like the men do. Sorry, with Saka. We do seem to rely on the outlet because of the pace. So
unless they bring me on.
That's a big question. That's a big question with the Arsenal defenders. Who it pending? Who said left? Although we done well last week, we managed to contain her last week until she went up. Yeah, she got
exactly. So
I've got fitting what I said to Ange. She played for she's played enough all those 3 England matches during that international break. Obviously, she looked a bit tired. Excuse me. She looked a bit tired at the time. And I said to myself, she didn't score, which was a good thing. But as I said, now it's a fresh week.
Yeah.
She could do what she wants to do. Yeah. We'll see what happens on Sunday. Personally, I'm going to the match myself, so I'll see closer. Yes. Because I've got some friends from Kent coming up, and they've got tickets from me. And we're all meeting up at St Pancras roughly about 11 o'clock. And then we go from there to Norwood Junction. Then we're going to try and find a cafe. Then we'll have lunch there. And then from there, we'll go straight to the game. And as soon as the match is finished, we're going to come straight home.
Oh, brilliant. Oh,
I'll probably see you then.
Go on.
Yeah, sorry. I just want to jump in here. Tygonosaurus. I was recently watching Scottish women football, Hamilton versus Celtic, where Celtic won it 7-0. It was great to watch. Do you know much about how good the Scottish League is? Well, funny enough, I saw it because I'm a bit of a Rangers girl, and I think it was 5-0 for Rangers.
Regarding that question, I may be able to answer that. Fortunately, I know nothing about the Scottish League. Well, I know the teams in Scotland that play, but as I said, the main team at the time was Glasgow City. They were the top name at the time. Now that Celtic have taken over, they're the glory. They're the team to watch. But regarding any players from them come to Arsenal, I can't see that happening.
Yeah.
So that's all I can say about this women's football in Scotland as well. Because, as I said, their league is a bit competitive, but it's more like, I would say, championship in the ladies' league in England. That's all I can say. Nothing about that, because there's only 2 teams in Scotland.
Well, yeah.
we might find a Kieran Tierney equivalent.
Yeah, I was thinking that actually.
Yeah.
Well, personally, I don't think that. Personally, there's no one out there unless I've got it on unless I've got a channel Albert on my Sky thing, then I will look up for it. But they don't show it on this women's show. They mostly concentrate on Dutch, French, Italian, and the odd Spanish match. And you do get the odd match shown live on a Saturday as well, Saturday morning, just for future reference, pending which league they're going to show. Because last week I saw a bit of the Sampdoria versus Inter Milan match. I think it was Inter Milan. And then this week, I don't know who they're going to show, whether it's going to be from the French league or the Dutch league or the German league. So they do, those Sky do show some women's matches other than the WSL.
Okay.
Just to make as a marker for you guys, for you to watch for future reference.
Sorry, can I just jump in here? English Conversation Club. Who do you think will finish as top scorer?
That's obvious.
Well,
Sam Kerr. That's obvious. Sam Kerr.
Yeah.
No doubt about that. No questions, because you don't see any Arsenal players in double figures.
We went for her before we went for Russo.
That's right.
Yeah.
But the thing is, you know, Chelsea ain't gonna let her go, because I told you. Because I can guarantee Sam Kerr, if she did ever leave Chelsea, she'd be demanding a £1 million transfer fee.
Yeah.
That's why it's going. As I told you before, Ange, remember what I said about Leah Williamson? She's I think she's our only asset if we did sell her on to another club. But looking at it, I think she likes the club and she's going to stay. She might stay beyond the contract she just recently signed.
Yeah.
And beyond that, and we'll see where she goes from there. If she decides to leave, there's only one club that will go for her, and that'd be Barcelona. Because looking at Lyon, although Lyon will look for defenders, because I know Wendy Reynard, I know she's come to twilight of her career, and then she's just come out in the last week or two to say she's suffering from mental health, which does affect when she plays football, because she really hasn't had a break really from Lyon or when she plays for France. But now she's come out with this thing about mental health that she's got. I imagine Lyon will do the best in their interests to, get to the right place where she get the right treatment. Because very rare you hear that about a female player that's got a mental health problem in football.
Yeah.
I thought you let you know on that, because as I said, I'm only doing this off the top of my head, what I've been hearing during the week. So I've got no script in front of me, as you can see, like that. So with ladies football, doing this show has helped me to say, right, I can say, about other players, in Europe or anywhere around the world, that if they've got an issue or anything like that. We know about the American situation regarding, I think, something like that, equal pay or something like that, when they displayed it when they played in that trophy thing in America, which they won, of course, thing like that. So I'm not sure what that was about, but I got a feeling it was something about equal pay or something like that.
Okay.
I'm sure we can follow that up at a later date regarding that anyway.
Yeah, no, that's cool. And Todd, again, did you hear Leah Williamson received the Freedom of the City Award from Milton Keynes Council? Recognition like this is great for the game. What are your thoughts, Ricky? What do you think? You're Hertfordshire based, aren't you? I know Milton Keynes isn't, but you're not London based, are you?
No.
No. So, what do you feel about that for her local hometown, that she's got this Freedom of the City Award?
I reckon it's a really good idea because she is a good player for the England. She did score for the England. And I hope she scores on Sunday.
Yeah, definitely.
No, I just think
there was a similar thing up here with Jill Scott.
Right,
she didn't get the Freedom of the City, but she's had like quite a few civic receptions, and she's sort of becoming more and more well known now after her exploits in the jungle. So yeah.
Yeah, no, that's brilliant. No, I think that's a really good thing, actually.
Regarding my point regarding that Leah Williamson thing that you just mentioned, yeah, I did hear about it because I saw pictures of it on Facebook as well. So all I can say to Leah, congratulations, being Freedom of the City of your hometown. Because now you'll find out other players that did play for England may get that recognition, because we know that Chloe Kelly got it for her exploits in the Euros as well, because they named the bus after her as well, believe it or not, as well.
That's a bit less glamorous, isn't it?
Yeah, Chloe Kelly bus. It's the Route 92 for future reference, if you didn't know what route it was in London. Anyway, but I said, I think it's just red, and this got her name on the side, the Chloe Kelly bus. So thing like that.
Brilliant.
Although she came through the Arsenal Academy in the past, but I won't go into that. So because we know the story about that as well.
Brilliant.
So.
Right, Tiganosaurus. Oh, here we go. How do you rate Jonas Ideville since he has taken over at Arsenal? Ooh. We started off well, didn't we?
Yeah, he has.
Yep, I agree. And as I said to you, Ange, you know what I said to you, I fear the worst if anything did happen after the game on Sunday, which we lost, obviously. Then we've got to play Chelsea again this Sunday. Yeah. And I think that the acts may happen should we not get a result against Bayern Munich in the Champions League.
No.
I mean, like that. But if he's not gone by then we'll see what happens between then until the end of the season, whether Claire Wheatley's and one of the Arsenal board of directors said, enough's enough, Jonas, sorry, you go. But we'll just have to wait and see, because he's got a new assistant, as we all know. Because you highlight that to me, Ange, during last week. And as I said, I've only seen pictures on the bench from Sunday, you know, the TV pictures wise, and the odd Instagram picture that I've seen. So whether she'll have a say of what's going on, we'll just have to wait and see.
I can't see there's anybody out there that will be free that's the caliber of Jonas. There's nobody out there at the moment. The only person I would say that would be the caliber of Jonas at the moment that is not going to get prized away would be Emma Hayes.
Yeah.
I think she's tried at Arsenal as the assistant coach.
For me, we've got to stick with Jonas. There's no point doing an Everton, you know. There's completely no point.
Yeah.
No point at all. If they're going to do something, wait. Maybe if they get somebody lined up, wait until the end of the season. See how it goes there. But there's no point doing a knee-jerk reaction because it's completely pointless in from my point of view, because it wouldn't achieve anything.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. We hope they would do that. Okay, can I just go on to English Conversation Club? Do you think the women's game gets as much exposure as the men's game?
It's starting to.
Yeah,
I agree,
and I think that's purely down to the coverage it got last year.
Yeah,
I agree as well.
Yeah.
And also the Euros played a small part of it as well, because as we know, the crowds are coming back into ladies football because they're averaging just over, say, 2,000 or 3,000 per game, depending on the ground they're playing at as well. Because obviously some of the top teams use their main stadium like once or twice or even 3 or 4 times a season. I've got a feeling with Arsenal, with the ladies, I've got a feeling they have to play an equivalent of about 6 matches a season. So that includes the 3 group matches of the Champions League and then 3 WSL matches, of which they've seeded it with Man United, as we know, then with Chelsea and then Tottenham as well. So I think they're the 3 matches. I can't see Man City playing at the Emirates, but you never know with the fixtures, if Arsenal decide. But as I said, it's roughly about 6 matches per season that the ladies have to play at the Emirates, which is not good enough because everybody wants them to play at the Emirates every week. But you can't get roughly about 10 or 15,000 every week at the Emirates, because you don't forget you've got to pay staff to work, you've got to pay for the stewards, catering, cleaners, ground staff, thing like that. So we just have to wait and see.
But I think if they got the opportunity, if they did give them more games, I think that they would easily get 20 to 30,000 every game, easily.
True.
If they gave them the opportunity.
That's true. But as I said, it's the pitch management at the Emirates as well, because they say, oh, we have to preserve the pitch and anything like that. But when there's no matches at all, like as you know, they had a youth match there the other week at the Emirates. Now, I'm gonna promote this towards when I do my section with the under 18s, under 21s, because there's something I've got to tell you, Angie, as well regarding that. And as I said, they played that match at the Emirates. They got a crowd of just over 7,000, which is good for a cold night. I didn't go myself, but we know a certain boy wonder did score, which Ange knows now. And as I said, now the semi-final. I'm going to promote now. The semi-final will be at the Emirates because Arsenal now know who they play in the semi-final. But I'll mention that in the under 18s and under 21 section later when we get to it.
Okay, can I now say, English Conversation, hasn't there been a record number of tickets that have been sold for the game on Sunday? I don't know how many tickets have been sold.
They reckon it in a crowd of between 10 and 15,000.
Okay.
So that's near enough half of the stadium will be full. Whether that's going to be more Arsenal or more Chelsea, we don't know, because obviously Arsenal men's play on Saturday, so it's encouraged to bring more fans to the game on Sunday. Yeah. I'm not sure where Chelsea's men, whether they're playing at home or away on Saturday. Or even on that Sunday. If they're playing on Sunday, then they normally get the same fans that you would have seen last week, roughly. Which that crowd disappointed me last week as well, because I thought that was near enough a sellout. But as you saw, there was empty spaces on some parts of the ground as well, thing like that. So, and they just got over 2,873, if my memory is right, was the capacity, the attendance last week. But I can correct that in next week's show, thing like that, to get thing like that. But that's roughly the attendance was. And plus, don't forget Chelsea, don't forget their men's team were playing Tottenham. So, as I said, it's normally the usual suspects that go to the ladies' matches. That from the faces that I saw in the crowd on the TV that go, thing like that. But I won't know them personally, but I know them by face when I see them.
Okay. Right, good. Right, evening, John. Evening, Alex. Come on, you gooners. Yeah, thank you for turning up. Right, this is something I found. Actually, this is what you sent me, wasn't it? That link to join. No, that was the other. Yeah, it was this group. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, the new group, Arsenal Women Footballers Group on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
That's the one I accepted you, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's it. And courtesy of a nice chap called Kevin Ferguson, something that I can now follow. And he's actually been to, I think that was probably his first game, the FA Girls England Talent Pathway League, and this is for under 16s. And obviously Arsenal come in the South Division. They're currently top of the table. Their next match is on Saturday, the 4th of March, but it will be away to Oxford United at 12 p.m. And we talked about, you said this last week, didn't you, Emerson? Their home ground is actually at Hertfordshire Uni, Hatfield campus.
Yeah, that's right. That's where they play all their home matches. As I said, it's a stinker to get to by car and a stinker also by train as well, because I'm not sure what train station you get for there. And if there's any taxis in that area, obviously they can drop you off at the ground. But if there's no taxis, you've actually got to use your legs to walk there, or unless you see someone who's going in that direction to give you a lift there and back to the station. But other than that, I would suggest go by car just to get there on the safe side. But whether they let fans to watch, or obviously fans can't watch them, but what that obviously, no, I don't think they will charge on that campus for you to watch. So you have to bring your own food, obviously, things like that, because it's not one of these grounds where they're going to have a tea hut. Toilet wise, I imagine you can use the campus itself, unless you've got portaloos on the day, which you can use. I don't know myself, because I think I've been to that campus only once. This is going back years ago, but I can't remember who was playing. I can't remember who was playing at the time. So I know that where that campus, roughly where the campus is, like that. So, and all I can say is good luck to the under 16s ladies academy. As I said, I know nothing about them. As I said, now we've got this link from that fan who goes. I'm sure he can update us like every other week, what's going on, things like that. So then we could just say the score and then talk briefly about it, because as I said, I know nothing about the players who play, who's come through, to the main team in next year or two, or could be longer. That. So that's all I can say about the ladies' academy.
Yeah, and also a chap that come on the Arsenal Women FC Fans Forum, once again on Facebook. It was actually courtesy of a gentleman called Jonas. And talking about Michelle Agiman, have I pronounced her name right, her surname?
Oh, that's that one who plays the number 62 shirt for the Arsenal ladies team. The
one that's usually, basically, they played Leicester. The score, this for under 21s, the score was 10-1. And she got a hat trick, but her stats are showing pretty good. She has now scored 15 goals in 8 appearances for the under 21s.
Yeah, that's really good.
Good record as well. I agree with that.
It's a good record. And once again, they're top of the Southern Division. They got 35 points. What was it? They played 13, won 11, drawn 1, lost 1. And goal difference of 29 at the top. Very nice. So this was something that we spoke about earlier. Should she get some more game time?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, she should do. She should do.
Yeah. They've got nothing to lose now. They really have.
Yeah.
I like what I saw of her last couple of times. I think she's only been on twice, hasn't she? But I really like what I saw. Between her and Gio, I would just say give them some game time now.
Yeah, exactly.
Definitely.
Yeah. Okay. John Gooner. Evening, John. How confident we've talked about, but we'll recap it again. How confident are we of beating Chelsea Sunday? I'm gonna.
Yeah, I'm quietly confident.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go for a score prediction of either 1-0 or 2-1.
Okay.
For me,
Michelle, would you go give a score prediction? Sorry, Emerson.
All right, then I'll speak to half that person. Obviously, I can't see that person on camera,
Oh,
so
sorry.
I'll let her speak. I'll let her speak anyway, and then you cue me to speak as well.
Right, sorry, love. Right, Ricky, what do you reckon?
I'm really confident.
Ooh. Okay.
I'm going for an Arsenal win.
Yep. You're going to put scores on the doors?
Probably 5-2.
Oh, okay. That's very
Oh,
confident.
goal fest.
Yeah,
that'll be entertaining.
Yeah, wow, that is a big goal fest. Right, go on, Emerson. What do you?
Can you tell me what Ricky said? Because I can't see it on my phone. But can you tell me what results she said?
What did you say? 5-2.
Yeah, 5-2.
5-2.
Not happening. But for Ricky, I'm sorry to say it's not going to happen. It's not going to be 5-2. Well, for my prediction, sadly again, I'm going to go for a Chelsea win. As you know, I'm an Arsenal fan, but I'm going to go for a Chelsea win, and I'm going for 2-1 win in 90 minutes. And the obvious suspects will score. If they don't score, I'm looking at Sophie Ingle or possibly Millie Bright will score.
Oh, yeah. Good old Millie Bright. Yeah, what a player. Next, right. English Conversation Club says 1-0 to the Arsenal. Well, for the women, yeah, I'd be really, really happy with that, actually. Very happy.
That would be good.
Yeah, and I'm just going to, I'm just going to show this one from our moderator, DWTT. Until women can constantly compete against Chelsea, they will struggle to win trophies. Men have that issue with City, but it might not matter. Well, I think it goes back to this whole mentality. Yeah, with us, it's Manchester. For the men, it's Manchester City. And yeah, for the Arsenal women, it's Chelsea. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, I agree on that. I agree on 100% what that comment just said. As I said, Chelsea is always our nemesis in ladies football. Before that, it was Man City, if my memory is right, because Man United wasn't formed by then. Tottenham wasn't formed by then. It was mostly Man City, thing like that. And over the years, you see the results. Sometimes Arsenal win, sometimes Man City win. But now I would say Man City have the edge as well, because I got a feeling they've got to play us back at either Bournemouth or the Emirates. If it is going to be played at the Emirates, but more than likely it's going to be at Bournemouth. I've got a feeling we've got to play them again. Obviously, we've got to play Man United away and Chelsea away. So anything from those games, if we can get 9 points from those games, it'll be a bonus. Anything less than nine or 6, you say title chances is gone.
Definitely.
That's all I can say. That's all I can say on that point.
Right. Okay. Emerson, do you want to talk us through the recent under-21s and under-18s?
Yes. Obviously, the under-18s had a defeat this week against Crystal Palace at home. That was at the training ground on Tuesday afternoon, of which I was following on Flash Score, regarding the score and the team news, everything like that. And the under-21s, they lost against Chelsea, of which was live on YouTube. Like most fans, I did send the link, to where to watch it, everything like that, because no one knew if it was going to be televised anywhere. But lucky enough, I looked around, found the channel, then I obviously sent it to you directly, privately. Then other fans got it on the group, WhatsApp group, and they started watching it from there. But as I said, that was from my point of view, for the whole 90 minutes, that was Arsenal's under-21's worst performance. And I have to admit, the boy wonder Amario did get a dressing down after the match by Mehmet Ali, believe it or not, but not many fans didn't know about that. He did get a dressing down because he did admit to me the next day on the phone to say it was his worst performance. But if you look at the amount of games that he's played and some of the other players that played, thing like that, some of them looked a little bit jaded in that match as well. Although we did have the Polish defender and Smith Rowe play to half time. Although Smith Rowe had 2 good chances to score, but obviously they just went wide of the goal. But from my point of view, for the whole match, I would say it's mostly their defence was a bit sloppy at times. They got away with it in the first half and parts of the second half. Until Chelsea scored, that's when Arsenal's defences just went to pieces after that. That shattered them, everything like that. And as I said, they didn't really have a single clear-cut chance in the second half, anything like that. So that's all I can say. That was their worst performance on Monday evening. And to promote Arsenal under-21s for next week, they play against Liverpool next Monday at Bournemouth, 7 o'clock kickoff, thing like that. And to promote the FA Youth Cup, a friend of mine told me yesterday prior to the game against Everton at N1 location, I won't say where, but told me that Jack Wilshere's trying to encourage, us as fans that follow the under-18s to generate, to see if they can get a crowd at the Emirates. They're looking to get a crowd of roughly about 20,000 plus at the Emirates. But depending on what date and if it's going to be played at the Emirates, obviously it will. But what the date and kickoff time is going to be, I don't know. It'd be the same fee as what they charge for that youth match in semi-final. But knowing Arsenal, they might bump it up a few more quid or anything like that. But we'll just have to wait and see what they do with the box office. The box office have to decide that, anything like that. But that's what Jack Wilshere's told. There's many fans that follow the under-18s just to try and promote that FA youth match against Man City, no one didn't know who they're playing against. And for the venue for the final, it's still unknown to me if Arsenal do make it. But Man City are still one of the top teams in the under-18s, obviously the top team in the under-21s. And that's all I can give you regarding the report of those 2 teams. And nothing more than what I told you about one of the academy players that will be signing his first pro contract in the summer. He'll be one of many, but who the others are, I'll keep you informed between now and the end of the season on this show.
I'm just looking at the chat here. Just sorry, John Gooner was just saying how have Arsenal women fell behind in their sport. Well, we have, I think the biggest factor, because John's come in a bit later, and thank you for joining. It's always appreciated, John. But the biggest factor, as we've said, it's going to be Viv, it's going to be Beth. They are sorely missed. Depending who we play. Sometimes we actually win. We still can win games and we can dominate, but not with the teams that really count, isn't it? That's the problem at the moment.
I just hope this time they won't show Beth and Viv on.
I agree with that point, what you just said, and nothing more to add to that, John, as well. So, as I said, missing Beth and Vivian. That's the key to our season, I reckon. But lucky for us, we haven't missed any other key players after that, because Raphael came back. I think Leah Willardson came back from her injury with her ankle problem. And really, they had to reshuffle the defence, because because I think Blastinas played as a centre half at one stage. And then, as you said, she's more of a winger than a striker, anything like that. But we know she can score goals. So thing like that. Now we've got Hurtigs that are injured. Whether that Canadian keeper be fit enough to be on the bench on Sunday, which is to wait and see when we see the team news when it comes out on Sunday afternoon.
I'm just gonna post up Canon Follow TT. Yeah, agreeing with our moderator DWTT. I agree, but also it goes to a point, English conversation made about promoting women's game, have to buy big in the transfer windows. Well, to be fair, Alex, we did try in January. I mean, we went for one of the biggest players you could ever go for, and quite rightly, from their point of view, they weren't letting her go.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah. So, Arsenal women, they are prepared to go big now. Obviously they're going to get their bargains, and there's nothing wrong with that. But, they are prepared to go big, but we've got to wait. But that's another big factor. We're going to get Viv back, and all right, she was on that 1 year contract or whatever. But as Richard was saying a couple of weeks back, and you may well have said it as well, Emerson, but she's going to stay, isn't she? She's having all her treatment now. Of course she's going to stay.
Yeah, she's going to stay.
And regarding that matter about the budget, I'm not sure also, did any of you hear that they said that Arsenal wage bill for the women's team has doubled? So what they're earning a week, a month, per year, I don't know. All I heard is they say Arsenal's women's budget has doubled, so that includes those players they signed in January. So what they earn a week per month, I don't know. Thing like that. So it's got to be decent money to say that Arsenal's women's wage bill is doubled. We know the men's team has been trimmed down because they let we know a lot of players left. So it did bring the wage bill down a bit. Yeah. So whether they can, as I said, whether they can get that key player in summer to come to sign for Arsenal, obviously it has to be a big name that someone catches the eye.
Yeah.
We just have to wait and see.
Because unlike the women, unlike the men, where everything's that, we have all that speculation, don't we? As soon as it's transfer windows. Whereas the women, you get snippets, which I rather like, actually. I rather like that.
Yeah.
Just going to show...
And also, I'm going to say, I've seen something in the chat because I've just lifted up my glass. Well, you just switched it before I said. He said something about scouts at women's matches. Very rare that you see a scout, looking... for new players, but you do see if it's one of the European teams, obviously they've got to come over and scout the opposition and vice versa. Arsenal will do the same and scout that team when they play in that country, whether it's France, Germany or Holland as well. But regarding Arsenal scouting network, I don't know who controls that, whether it's Claire Wheatley, Jonas himself, but obviously they've got someone in between that is doing the scouting to get those players that as we got in January. I told you, Ange, at the time was unknown to me. As I said, I've never met the scout who does it for the ladies football. I know who runs it, Claire Wheatley, and one of the board of directors of Arsenal that helps Claire Wheatley where she can, and obviously they've got a financial director that does, the legal side, like the wages and anything like that, and anything after that. So, thing like that. So, who the scout is for Arsenal is totally unknown to me. To answer that point regarding that scout before you switched it, and there was another message that's come through, but there was one before that. But I think you're going to pick up that point. But that's my point regarding the scouting side.
And Tyres asking us now. Karen Brady is back in the WSL with Weston. Can she use her influence to promote the league? Do you think?
For West Ham, it's a good move because if you remember, it was one of the I think it's David Sullivan's son that actually ran West Ham's women's. You know, thing like you know, he's the main director, thing like that. So everything went through him. So if Karen Brady has come back to the club and she promotes it, good luck to West Ham. I think Arsenal can do the same if they can get one of the, like an ex-legend to come back, but it's very rare that they're going to come back to Arsenal. The only time they'll come back if they're specially invited, like a special promotion, like with that mural with some of the players. Because I think that when they did that, when they done the opening of that, just showing of that, there was only 3 players there. And when you look up close up at that mural, you see the players who was part of that Legends team at that time in 2006, 2007 when they won that. The only London and English team to win the European trophy. As I told you, I was there in the home leg, which they drew 0-0, which we know Mayer had, who was playing at the time, had chances to win that game, but the touch of wood that would save that the game clincher was that save that Emma Byrne done. It came off her head and she knew nothing about it. And if you asked her on a one-to-watch, what was that save? What was your going through at that time? She would say her legs were like jelly at the time. So that's all I can answer regarding that.
I think for Arsenal, I think it would be would have to be someone like, I would say probably someone like Alex Scott.
But she's tied up with the BBC, and BBC love her as well because she's got she does the Football Focus show, and obviously she co-hosts the thing when there's an FA Cup match. Very rare that you see, until last week, very rare that you see the women's match. It's most because she's busy all the time as well. So
it's sad, actually. It'd be great to have someone like that.
It would, yeah, definitely.
Then you've got Kelly Smith, but she's busy because she's on Sky as well. Because you see all these ex-players now are now pundits for either Sky Sports or BBC or even ITV now. Like that, because none of these ex-Arsenal players, other than Anita Santi, has gone into coaching. Which I told you about last week. So we just have to wait and see if the next player did come back, the next legend did come back and help promote Arsenal more. I know, what's her name? Faye White, that's it. Faye White. I know she tries to do it off, sometimes, because I know she was part of the, people who was trying to promote Arsenal as well. So whether she can come back and help out, whether it's full-time or part-time, we don't know, because as I said, there's not many ex-Arsenal players that are around that you'll see, in that era when they kept winning and winning and winning and winning, and like that. Because Marianne Spacey, she's now the manager of Southampton Ladies, which I just only found out a couple, in the last year or two, and like that. And look at any of the other players that we know that used to play for Arsenal or in management. I think 1 or 2 at Chelsea in management. So I think, what's the name? Katie Chapman. She's another player. She's at Chelsea. You got Leanne Champ. She's at Chelsea. Thing like that. So they're helping Chelsea's causes. But as I said, any Arsenal players that comes back, like in the backroom staff, it's very rare that you see. And that play that I was on about some weeks back was Leanne Hall, by the way. And that one where you said that someone had left Arsenal, it was Leanne Hall.
What was your suggestion, Ricky?
Daniela Fanner's Dunk.
Oh, yeah.
Beth Sex.
Yeah.
Can someone fill me in who she said?
Was it Leanne van der Donk?
Yeah.
Is that how you pronounce it?
Daniela van der Donk.
Yeah.
Daniela, sorry.
Oh, Daniela, sorry. Yeah, Vandal.
She's still at Lyon as we speak.
Right. Okay. Okay.
But,
fair enough.
But she hasn't had a good season because she's mostly been injured as well. Just for Ricky, if you can't hear me or see me, just let you know she's still at Lyon, but she hasn't had a good season with them.
Okay.
So, and she's coming. She's the other side of 30. So, whether she's going to stay on for another year or two, but no one knows why she left Arsenal in the first place. I think she was happy at Arsenal, but somewhere along the line, you know, when you get to that certain age, if you want to move on to better your career at another club, so be it. So she's done well when she was at Lyon at the beginning, but of late she's been injured. So, but she's slowly getting back into the team because they're a young team, Lyon as well. Just let you know for future reference.
All right,
sorry, guys. Back, though.
Well, who knows? Sorry, can I just jump in here because you may have seen Lynn in Glenn Wynn's chat. When was that? On Monday. Lynn Simpson. So thank you, Lynn, for tuning in tonight. Really do appreciate that. But Lynn's just highlighting here with the women's wage structure, it is lower than the men's as the players are cheaper. However, the men's wages at Arsenal are only the fourth highest in the league. Spurs, Man U, Man City, Liverpool, and sorry, I can't quite read that. Well, are higher.
Well, can I answer that, Ange? Well, I think I highlighted that earlier. What I said regarding the Arsenal ladies' wage bill, it's doubled from the previous season. As I said, no one knows what they're on a week or per month, thing like that. So, rightly so. It's doubled. What Chelsea's women's wage bill, what Man City's wage bill, what Man United's wage bill is, no one discusses about the wage bill, each season for each club. So you only hear that every now and then, like on social media and things like that, and they will tell you, or when they do the books of both teams, the men's team obviously is higher and the ladies is lower. But with the transfer budget as well, I'm not sure what Claire Wheatley gets from the board of directors each year to spend on new players as well. So that's something that may have to be looked into as well. But I can try my best and scout around about that. But obviously, I'm not going to get any answers from like Claire Wheatley herself or any of the directors. So we just have to just play by ear to see what they talk about regarding the wage structure in the Arsenal women. Because I know it for a fact in Lyon they pay them monthly, and it's normally a good wage, and they get a courtesy car as part of the contract as well, and the club helps them find accommodation. I'm sure it's the same with Arsenal, because you look at some of the players as well, when they sign for Arsenal, 9 times out of 10 you normally see them driving their car within a month or two after signing, and obviously they find them accommodation as near to the training ground as possible, so it'd be easy to do that. And the rest they do themselves, like they pay like the bills like a normal person will do. When they're not.
No, they do find them accommodation. Right, so I just want to jump in, Lynn Simpson, the scout for the women's team.
We've said about that.
Yeah. Do you want to quickly highlight
I highlight that again, Lynn, if you didn't hear, obviously I can't send it by chat, but I'm sure Arsenal women, they do have a scout in their system. I've never seen the person, whether it's a he or she, or it could be Claire Wheatley, or it could be Dionys that goes to watch these matches. But I'm certain there is someone as a scout that is looking at new players in Europe or anywhere around the world, thing like that. So, as I said, the scouting network is second to none at Arsenal's women to get the Brazilian, the Dutch girl, and the Canadian goalkeeper. It's got to be someone good that's looking at them. I think like that.
Oh, and can I just say, sorry, can I just say here, English Conversation Club, are there limitations? This is a good one. Are there limitations as to how many foreign players they can have?
No, because I think it's not like Arsenal. Because if you've got like a homegrown player that plays for Europe, he's counted as the homegrown player. Because for example, my cousin when they played FC Zurich, he was on the bench for that, and he was categorised as the homegrown player at the time. Right. Like that. So in ladies football, I think it's unlimited how many foreign players you can get, because as I said, because you can get foreign players from anywhere around the world and Europe, something like that, if that player decides to come to that specific club. Yeah, fair enough. That's good to know. So, but if UEFA cuts that down, then we know where we stand if they have to play a homegrown player. So that's where Arsenal will have to look for someone in their academy as their homegrown player. Okay. Go on, Jan. Takes us back to Victoria again, doesn't it? So hopefully she is truly going to get her chance. Okay, guys. Yeah. Is there anything else we want to recap on? Or just to bring forward? Nothing much. No, I think we covered all the areas of the conversation. But as I said, regarding the next women's match, I'm sure we'll discuss it during the week. Yeah. When the next WSL match is going to be, because that'd be interesting to see who Arsenal do play. Because I've got a feeling they played that before they played Bayern Munich, because that's just literally around the corner now. Yeah, I can tell you now, actually, because I highlighted that earlier. Actually, I didn't. Yeah, next week, WSL. Mind you, I didn't put the day down. Arsenal versus Liverpool, and that's a rescheduled one. That's right. Yeah, and it'll be on FA Player, but I didn't actually put the date there. Sorry, folks. And is it Bayern Munich after away? I'm sure it is, yeah. Yeah, because that'd be on. I think it's Bayern Munich after that, yeah. Yeah, that'd be on YouTube anyway. I know that for a fact. That'd be on YouTube or Arsenal.com as well. Oh, so. Yeah, for the Champions League. And then obviously a WSL match after that, and then the return. I think the return's on the 29th of March. Okay. No, I need to at the Emirates, as we all know. Yeah. 8 o'clock kickoff for those, and tickets are still on sale for that. It's a general sale, in fact. So anyone can purchase a ticket, but you have to purchase it online. But should you have any problems with the ticket, obviously go to the box office on the day of the match and they'll sort it out. Obviously, then you go on your way. What crowd they're going to expect, I don't know on that day. Yeah, it'd be interesting. Right, I think that's so. Can I just hang on. One more from English Conversation Club. Wow, that's a good thing. Surely we want to give homegrown players a chance. Well, we do. We highlight that with that player. We said whatever surname, I can't pronounce it. I think you announced it earlier, Ange, the one who plays number 62, if my memory's right, who came on as a sub and she scored in that game against Leeds United. That's it. Was it Leeds United? Was it Leeds United? It was Leeds United. Yeah, Michelle. Yeah, because that goal fest as well. And you said it was the best goal at the 7 at the time. So, well, I think it was 9-0 eventually, anyway, the result, but I can't remember. I was at that game. You was what? Sorry?
I was at that game.
You was at that game?
Yeah, I was at the game.
Oh, brilliant. That was a good one to watch. Excellent. Yeah, we want some more like that.
I was with my friend that I made. I was.
Excellent.
Yeah, nice one. Yeah, that's a sad thing. I don't get to go to many matches. It's sort of as and when. So, armchair supporter.
Don't worry, Ange. Don't worry about
And
it.
if you want to come,
no harm. Armchair
and
support for
if you
women's
want to
matches. I
come,
know
come
when they
with
say
me.
for men's matches, it's completely different, as you know.
Yeah, I know.
So it's completely different. Completely different.
Yeah,
But yes.
sorry, Ricky. Sorry, Ricky. What was you saying, my love?
I said if you want to come, you can come with me if you want.
Oh, bless you. Do you know the biggest issue, especially when they're playing during, I work for an after-school club, so yeah, time I get home, especially when they're during the week, it's no show, which is a sad thing. And today was a luxury because I had teachers' strike, so I had a day off. Poor children's education, but sorry, is what it is. But yeah, so that limits me, particularly with women's games. That limits me quite a bit. But I was lucky in January. Got to see him at the Emirates. That was good. That was good. Anyway, I'm going to wrap this up now. I want to say thank you to everybody who was in chat. I truly appreciate that. I really do. Thank you. We'll wrap it up because our moderators will be thinking, oh my goodness. Yeah. Oh, and we're getting a bit of feedback that last week. Don't know where that come from, but I'm going to say thank you to Emerson.
Who came on late. You
came on. Thank you. Ricky, lovely to have you on for the whole show this evening. Thank you. And Mark, brilliant to have you on.
Thank you very much. It's been great.
Thank you, mate.
Thanks to me and Mark as well.
Thank you.
No problem.
Conversation Club. Thank you. Always appreciate you coming on to our show. Really do appreciate it. Right, guys, we'll see you next week. Thank you.
Yep. And I'll
see you next week. Take care.
And I'll see you on Sunday, Edmonton.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah.
Yeah. Good luck for Sunday. Enjoy the game, Ricky.
Yeah.
Thanks, Mark. Don't forget I'm going as well.
And Emerson.
Yeah. Thank you. And Ricky, before we round up, Ricky, if you're in the Norwood Junction area anytime between 11 and 12, that's where I'll be with my friends. If you're in that area, if you're coming that way, but if you're not in that area, don't worry. I'm sure I'll see you at Bournemouth somewhere along the line between now and the end of the season. So don't worry. Don't worry about if you don't see me whatsoever. But if you do see me at the match, just tap me on the shoulder, anything like that. I'll be happy to talk to you.
Oh, hang on. Just something I've got to say here. Emerson, when you get your nice little selfies with these players, you might want to get an autograph, mate. To Ange.
The autograph bit is the hard. Well, and I'll speak to you off camera. I'll tell you more off camera how I do it. I'll speak to you off camera. I can't discuss it on this. I won't disclose it on this show because too many ears will be listening, as they say.
Yeah,
but I'll speak to you off camera.
I want to know as well.
Right. Anyway, we're going to end this now, and thank you, Tygonosaurus. Always between yourself and English Conversation Club. Truly appreciate you tuning in. Thank you. We'll be the same without you guys. Anyway, good night, everybody. Night.
Good night. Bye.